Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We are Ardor Health Solutions, and I am Isabella. I am the marketing and brand manager here at Ardor. And so you guys are here today to learn a little bit more about travel therapy. So really quick before we get into things, Ardor Aspire, just a little bit about why we are here at this particular career fair. We actually have a program through our company called Ardor Aspire, and it is a mentorship program that connects therapy professionals with trusted guidance. So we are with you guys from the very beginning, before you even have a chance to walk across that stage. And we're going to be here to offer some experienced travel mentors, some resources, some support, and more in addition to today's presentation. So just to really quick highlight our two mentors that we have here today. If you lovely gentlemen just want to say a quick hello and a little bit of your experience, and then we'll jump into the rest of the presentation.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Harry. I'm a physical therapist, and I graduated from the University of Evansville in 2005. So as of May 5th, I will be 20 years in the field. I was very lucky enough to get to do a lot of facets of physical therapy, and among those being travel. I was a traveler for about 3 years, and then I've not been able to settle down since. I have tried pretty much everything. From pediatrics to acute care and even being a rehab manager. So a little bit of everything in my career.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. My name is Adam. I'm the other mentor. I have been a travel PT for about 5 years. I graduated in 2020 and kind of hopped right into travel PT. I've kind of worked in just about every setting except for pediatrics during my travel career. So decent amount of experience in a short amount of time. I've really, really enjoyed it. I'm super excited to share what I know with you guys.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So they're going to be available for you guys at the end. We actually have a dedicated Q&A session. So if you have any questions for them, they will be here to help. So today we're going to be chatting a little bit about who we are. You're going to get to know us a little bit better. We're going to be giving you a pretty varied overview of travel therapy. We're going to go into the benefits of what a travel therapy career can lend you. And then, of course, we're going to get started with all of that. And so if you do have any questions, just please put them in the chat and we'll get to those if they haven't been covered throughout the presentation. And again, we'll have a Q&A at the end. You have all of these smiling, unfamiliar faces here on this call to answer any of these questions. But our mentors are really going to be here to answer a lot of them for you. And so without further ado, I'm just going to kick it off to Mike to get the rest of this going.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Quick introduction. My name is Mike Lamia. I have been with Ardor Health for a little over 10 years. Originally was in journalism before I got into healthcare staffing. So had a cool transition there, but I've been loving it. I head up a lot of operations here, a lot of talent acquisition, and a little bit of marketing with Isabella as well. But to get things off, who here has dreamed of treating patients in a new city or even a new state without being tied to just one work setting? And I can't see everybody's video grids right now. I'm just going to assume everybody's throwing up their hands because I'm going to be, yeah, Andrew, thanks so much. I think we kind of gathered that. That's awesome. Let's go ahead. But even if you haven't raised up your hands, hopefully by the end of the presentation, you might be a little bit more curious about that. So let's go ahead and kick it off. So real quick about us, because you probably want to know why Ardor Health is here chatting with you guys. We've been in business since 2001, and we've helped thousands of travel therapists really find some fulfilling careers across the years. It has been our core travel therapy for the last almost 25 years now. We got into nursing during COVID and more allied, but therapy has always been our core. And that's what we truly specialize in, which is why we're here today to help you guys on your path of careers. So a couple of our foundations, we are a family-owned organization through and through. It has always been owned by the same family. And we are also a women-led organization, meaning the majority of leadership positions here at Ardor Health are held by women, which is awesome. We offer competitive pay, top-tier benefits, long-term career support, but really the big thing that we're proud of is a mentorship program for our travelers. Like I said, we've been trusted by healthcare clinicians throughout the last 20 plus years, some of them going on upwards to 10 plus assignments with us. And ardor may not be a common word to a lot of people, but in case you guys didn't know, it does mean passion. So since the day we opened our doors, passion has been what we've been doing. We put it into every single aspect of what we do, from the beginning to the end with our clinicians, making sure that you guys have an awesome career. So you've worked hard to get here. So let's explore some of those opportunities that you can maximize outside of school. So what is travel therapy? Well, it kind of lets you test drive a job if you think about it. Know what's out there before settling. You get to uncover your career passion and location preferences that you've never expected, and you get to really travel the country and explore different parts of the country that you think you wanted to explore, maybe some areas that you didn't think you wanted to explore. So the best part about travel therapy is, unlike travel nursing, which requires 2 years of staff experience, PT grads, you guys are good. You're good to go right out of graduation. You guys can immediately start traveling, which is awesome. And then also you kind of get to explore and grow. You expose yourself to all kinds of patient populations, all types of settings. You accelerate your skills because you're exposed to different types of settings. And again, like I said before, you're seeing different parts of the country. Like there's so many areas of the country that you can explore and really experience. So think about what your career vision is as we continue through this presentation. So I'm not going to take up all the loudspeaker here. I'm going to let my sister Stephanie tell you a little bit more here, and she's going to take it to a next question.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this morning after a long weekend. My name is Stephanie Saltzgaber. I am the president of Ardor Health Solutions. I've been with the organization since 2013. So quick question for everybody. How many of you have ever dreamed of taking a vacation where in the end, you're able to get some of that money put back in your pocket? Right? So I'm assuming everyone's raising their hands. This is a fun one. I personally haven't figured out how to do it yet, but we're here to help you guys figure out how you can do it. All right, let's get started. So what are some of the perks of saying yes to travel therapy? And number one, higher income earning potential. So there is going to be competitive pay for you guys. There's obviously a shortage of physical therapists nationwide. So when facilities need a traveler, they're willing to pay top dollar for individuals just like yourselves. We just flashed the slide about getting money back in your pockets. We'll touch more on this. But one of the beautiful things about travel therapy is that the government allows us to put tax-free money back into your pockets weekly to help reimburse you for your cost of living as well as your meals on a weekly basis. There are also some great opportunities right now in the current market for some sign-on bonuses. I know it can be kind of scary right out of college. You've got some student loans, you've got some debt. You think, how am I going to make it from point A to point B? There are great opportunities where we can get creative with you all and help you get that money in your pocket on your first paycheck to get you where you want to be. Freedom and flexibility, this is one of my favorites. So typically a lot of these assignments are 13 weeks at a time. So that gives you endless options. You can do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it, I'd like to say. You could take 6 months on, you could work for 6 months, take 6 months off. You can work year round, but take your summer vacations. You can complete an assignment and then take a month off in between contracts. We have a lot of travelers that love to go to Europe over the summer. One of our mentors actually just finished up a 2-week stint over in Italy. So it's really how you want to structure your work-life balance moving forward. And you can obtain licenses to practice in multiple states. There's the compact licensure opportunity, which we'll go over in a later slide. And it really allows you the freedom to explore roles outside of your hometown state. So you're able to build strong resumes with career paths. You have the opportunity to work in a variety of different settings. As a recently graduated PT, you can enter a travel career and gain inpatient, outpatient, pediatric, assisted living, home health experience. It's really up to you. You can get your feet wet and find out where you really want to focus your career moving forward. Networking. So you also gain a whole new set of colleagues, mentors. You get to meet lots of different patients in lots of different states. You gain experience working under top professionals in their therapy modalities, and you're able to build confidence in your skill set. And so unlike traditional staff therapy jobs, you can create that work-life balance. So if you're traveling to a new area, you can enjoy your downtime. explore new local attractions, exciting hobbies. As we mentioned earlier, take some extended time off in between contracts. And you never have to worry about whether or not you've accrued enough PTO to get that request in, to get that time off that you deserve. And now I'll flip it back to Michael to kind of debunk some myths. You're on mute, Michael.
Didn't want to steal your thunder, so I muted myself. My bad.
There you
So this section, as Steph said, we're going to debunk some myths here that you guys may or may not have heard during your time schooling in terms of about travel therapy. So myth number one, right in the center for you guys: only experienced PTs can travel. I think we've already said it a few times. PT grads already have enough clinical experience post-grad that they are welcome to and even encouraged to travel to kind of help fill those roles across the country. Shifting over to the left, myth two: travel isn't a stable career path. Well, I think our two mentors over here would probably argue against that with all of their experience. There's a consistent staffing shortage and strong demands for therapists in all settings types across the USA, and you can make a very, very lucrative and stable career path to travel therapy. And finally, myth three: travelers don't receive any benefits. Also not true with Ardor Health. You guys are W-2 employees. You receive the same exact day one benefits as our internal staff that help you guys travel. So as far as health insurance, retirement, savings, and more. So real quick, did you guys know, right now there are over 4,400 open positions in the US for travel PTAs. Over 200 of them are available with Ardor, and many, many more for PTs as well. And then also, travelers don't have to be lone wolves. If you know a fellow travel buddy, if you have a partner, you have a spouse, they can all go on a travel assignment with you. We actually encourage that because it kind of cuts through the loneliness that you may feel being away from home, and it actually kind of makes the adventure a little bit more fun. There are actually tons of assignment opportunities out there that are in the same facility, same city, so you can travel together. And the best part is your recruiter, who you'll partner with, who will become basically your best friend on an assignment, they handle all that for you. They'll find those assignments that work for you. And for this next section, I want to pass that off over to the lovely Jen Miranda Vitello.
Good morning, guys. Jen Miranda Vitello, and I am the VP of Operations. I've been with Ardor for 17 years, and although I am not related, when you're here, you do feel like part of a family setting. I oversee a few Ardor processes, but aside from our Joint Commission compliance, my priority is your credentialing and getting you to the start date of your contract on time. We have an amazing in-house credentialing and licensure team that will support you with everything that you need. So let's talk about how we get you through the process. First and foremost, guys, you want to do your research and find the best staffing agency that will support you. Trust me, you want to be with Ardor Health because Ardor Health really believes in their travelers. They want to get to know them and support you and make sure that you are where you want to be. You want to make a list of your top travel priorities. Make sure that you know what your preferences are, setting preferences, location preferences, your travel goals, where do you want to be, and your career goals. That's the most important. So explore and apply to open travel assignments that interest you. Get in touch with your Ardor recruiter, and we will co-pilot with you and really truly get you through the process. Get all of your professional documents organized in a folder. Make sure that they're on your computer or your phone, your resume, your licenses, vaccine references, any of the things that you think will help you get through the process faster. Like I said, we have a credentialing team that will get all of that stuff in order for you once you take a contract. And then prepare to obtain any additional state licenses or compact licensure needed for the contracts that you've applied to. Ardor helps with that. Lourdes, our licensing coordinator, has a contact in every state. So no matter where you want to go, we've got you. And then research your housing options. Make sure that you know what areas you want to go, where you've applied, and you're prepared to take the offer once the job is given to you. And again, Ardor will point you in the right direction. So let's talk about how it works. First, you're going to apply to an open position. A recruiter is going to help you get through and obtain all of the information that we need for the application. Once the application is complete, we're going to submit your application to the facility, and that includes your resume, references, license, anything else that the facility is looking to see to make sure that you're qualified. Then the PT, you are officially submitted for consideration. Depending on the facility, there may be an interview or it might go straight to offer. So you have to be prepared for everything. Make sure that you're talking to your recruiter about any questions that you have prior to getting the offer. And then lastly, you're going to receive an offer letter. And once you sign your offer letter and work through the pay package with your recruiter, we're going to begin onboarding. And it could take 2 weeks. It could take 5 days. It just depends on how prepared you are and how fast we can get through that process. But our main goal is to get you started on time. Next slide, thank you. So let's talk about the licensing portion of your toughest part. You've gone through schooling, you've done all of the things that you need to do, you've completed your education, but the licensing, depending on the state, is a little bit challenging. No worries though, we have our licensing coordinator that can get you through that. State-specific licensing varies depending on where you take your job. The licensing timeline is also, it could be days, it could be months, but we will get you through it. And the common steps are applying, submitting your NPTE proof, take your exam, pay the fee, and then we wait. Sometimes there are fingerprints that are involved and a background. You may need multiple licenses per year, and Ardor helps cover the cost of that and navigate the requirements, so don't worry. And then pro tip, start your application as soon as you know where you want to go. If you're dead set on Maryland, let's get it going. If you're dead set on New York, let's get it going. So just make sure that we can get you there on time. Some states allow easier mobility through the licensure for compact, but you must have your home state. So we'll go through that. Next slide. This is the PT Compact. It should be the most up-to-date PT Compact map. Everything in dark blue is participating. Everything in gray is not participating. And then everything other than that, the green and the light blue, are in the works in different parts of the process. All right, I'm going to hand it right back on. Why Ardor? Are you muted, Steph?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I was not muted.
You were intentionally listening. I love
Intently listening. I was fascinated. I wanted you to keep talking. So why Ardor? Number one, we have a dedicated support team that guides you each step of the way. Personalized assistance, career support, professional mentorship for graduates just like you. Part of the reason that we did this program for new grads is we understand how important it is to have a mentor that has done this before, that can help you, that can guide you through the process. Also, in terms of career support, we're going to help you get that perfect resume and application prepared. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You just kind of send us your baseline data and we're here to curate this for you to make sure that you're going to get the best job possible. Talked about competitive pay, amazing benefits, and obviously nationwide job opportunities at top rated facilities.
All right, so now you guys have been given the how, you've been given the why, and now it's kind of on to you guys to take those next steps. So we would obviously love for you guys to follow us, and we would love for you to reach out and stay in touch. Let us know how graduation went. Let us know how your first couple of weeks out in the real world as PTs is going. And if you have any other questions or want to know a little bit more about our mentors or how Ardor works, please schedule a call with us or apply, and we can get you in touch with one of our mentors or a recruiter to talk a little bit more about anything that we might not have been able to touch on today. And then, of course, the next natural step after that is to take the leap. And so I'm going to pass it off to our wonderful mentors who have been waiting so patiently to chat with you guys. And if there's any questions, you guys can feel free to drop them in the chat, or just go ahead and come off mute and start asking questions. They are here for you today. They have taken time out of their busy schedules to chat with you guys today.
Who's going to be the first?
I'll ask a question. There we go. I'll kickstart it. We'll ask Adam, since he jumped into travel therapy right after graduation. Adam, was it scary jumping into travel therapy right away? Were there any reservations or concerns?
I think fortunately for me, I had really good schooling. I had really good internships, and kind of found mentors along the way. Not that still didn't make it a scary decision, but by the time I got to that point, we'd done all the schooling. I felt confident in my skills. It was just a matter of taking the leap and getting started. And knowing that, my mentors and whoever I was had behind me along the way, they were going to help me through the little things to get me started. But no, it was scary, but once you get into it, then it's really, really, really exciting. So just like we said, it's just a matter of taking the leap and going for it. And it's absolutely possible to travel as a new grad, for sure.
What was your favorite location that you've traveled to?
So just before I just took kind of a local contract here in Missouri to be back home, but right before this, I was in Hawaii for 9 months. So that was pretty much easily my favorite one. I would say Washington and Colorado are up there as well. I've been to 11 different states in 5 years. So yeah, we've seen quite a bit of the country. We live full time in an RV as well. So if anybody has any questions about kind of alternative living as well when it comes to travel, that's definitely an area of expertise too.
And Andrew, when did you decide to make the jump in?
Yes, Stephanie. So that would have been my third job in. I got a job right at the graduation fair, just like today. I got my first job there, and that was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I realized I needed something a little bit more than what Fort Wayne had to give. So I took another job in South Bend, and then I realized it was time for something different. I started, Stephanie, in outpatient orthopedics. And if you had asked me as a new grad, I would have told you I would have been doing that for the rest of my life. But once I started traveling, that's when I really got an idea of what I needed to do would be something different and really try different avenues. I did acute care for the first time there, as well as, a little bit of the home health side. I did a lot in that realm. I wasn't as adventurous as Adam on that. I did basically a tour of the Midwest, and I did that because I was engaged and was trying. My goals were different. I was trying to get a wedding put together and try to get that all paid for. Probably my favorite place was in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, in a place called Jenny Stewart Hospital. I really liked it there. That was when I got my first acute care setting. And I really enjoyed that there. The people were so nice, so welcoming. They were so happy to have me come in. Adam talked a little bit about being nervous about that. To be honest, when I walked in, every placement I went to, everybody was happy to see me because you know why, Stephanie? They needed me. So it was time. They needed help, and they were happy to welcome me with open arms, saying, "Thank goodness you're here, Andrew. We're happy to have you." I extended there twice. So I was there for almost 9 months at Hopkinsville. So that was my favorite spot.
That's awesome.
I think we got something in the chat here.
Yeah, we do. Thank you, Courtney. Are there extended contracts if you like the location of your current contract? I think you both can speak to this, but I've seen people stay for a year in a specific place.
Hi, Courtney. Thanks for speaking up. You absolutely can. Extensions are the easiest, in my opinion. When I extended, I extended every single place I could. There was only one time in my career that I actually covered a maternity leave. I was there, and then they were coming back. So it was time for me to go. That was in St. Louis. But every other time, it was a shortage of staff, and I was able to extend there. And what's neat about extending, Courtney, is that once you're situated somewhere, there's no mystery. You don't have to ask what's behind door number 2, right? You know exactly what's behind door number 2. You've already opened that door. You can stay there and you can work really hard and keep at it. And you can keep everything basically the same. You can keep living where you're at. You can keep the money the same, keep everything moving in the right direction. And so extending, in my opinion, was one of the easiest decisions I made. How about you, Adam?
Totally agree. So during the first year of travel, I did 3-month the kind of standard 13-week contracts for the first 4 contracts. So my first year, that's how I did it. And then I myself personally, I travel with my wife, and we just got to the point where we were like, you know what? Like, a lot of these places we're going for a reason. We want to go and experience these places. We're already settled in there. Let's maybe extend it and get a little more exploration done at each place. And like you said, less in a world of instability when it comes to traveling, it adds a layer of stability to that. A little more predictability. You're already in the situation. You already completed your move there. So yeah, we started to kind of do the same thing. After that first year, we started to do extensions, and now I'm pretty consistently doing at least 6 months at each place, and that's totally my preference at this point. It's 13 weeks can feel pretty short. It sounds kind of long, but it can feel pretty quick when you're moving around quite a bit. So yes, that's usually an option. And honestly, if you really, really like a place and you're wanting to transition into a permanent position eventually, honestly, a lot of the places, if they really enjoy you, you have that opportunity as well. So not that we wouldn't want you to keep traveling with Ardor, but that is sometimes an option too.
Absolutely.
Awesome. We got some more questions. Jason, with each extension, is there opportunities to negotiate pay or any benefits, salary, or anything else? I'll let the two of you speak to that in your experiences.
Yes, Jason, the short answer is yes. So one of the things you have to look at, Jason, is if somebody comes to you and says, we'd love for you to extend, what they're telling you is that we like you. We want you to be here. We want you to work for us for a little while longer. Can you help us, please? Because you're a known commodity at that point, Jason, right? Because you're stepping into the unknown every time you travel. And guess what? That community, they're welcoming you in. You're an unknown too. But if you're there and they come up to you 6 weeks in and say, Jason, we love what you're doing here. We'd love for you to stay. Absolutely. That is a huge check into your name right there, right? Saying, hey, I can do this. They like me. Can you negotiate things? So yes, I was a recruiter as well. As far as doing that, most things are negotiable. One of the biggest things you will see in extensions is that you can come in and be more aggressive about your time off. All right. So when you're there, when you're a traveler, you're coming in and you're helping fill that void, right? But when they're asking you to extend, you could be like, I would like to have this day off, this day off. I have a couple of weddings I need to attend. Can I have these days off? And that is so much easier to do in an extension because they want you. They want you there. They want you to be there and they want you to stay there. So that's a lot easier to do. And as far as benefits, salary, a lot of that stuff can be negotiated. Sometimes it has to be the same, but a lot of times you can ask. It never hurts to ask, and that sometimes there is room for that.
100%. I don't have a whole lot to add to that, Andrew. You covered it pretty well. Like you said, as far as your recruiter being your best friend and kind of helping negotiate things for you, they will definitely be a valuable resource. But yeah, like you said, you're a known commodity. They want you there. Usually that adds some value to them wanting to keep you there with your pay and maybe a little bump.
And just to piggyback off that really quick, it kind of takes the pressure off of you guys having to have that face-to-face conversation with your manager, right? I consider it like a sports agent. Like, we're out there.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want, how you want it done, and the way you want it. And then it's our job to go out there and get it done for you. You can just sit back, wait, and relax for us to do the heavy lifting for you.
100%. Yeah, good comparison.
All right, Riley, thank you so much. Hi, thank you for being here. And I was wondering about housing. How do you find housing, furnished finders or RVs like in Adam's case?
Yeah, so Prior to getting our RV, like I said, the first year of traveling, we were doing 13-week contracts, and we varied between furnished finders was definitely our most common. I would say most of them were furnished finders, but we did do an Airbnb, like an extended Airbnb situation. That was interesting. We were kind of in the other side of the house with an older couple that kind of rented out some rooms, and it's very interesting having roommates again as a married mid-20-year-old man, but they had 2 dogs and they lived on a lake in Maine, so you take your wins where you can get it. But yeah, Furnish Finder is a wonderful resource. That's what I did in Hawaii, because obviously we didn't take the RV over there. So I would say Furnish Finders is great. Airbnb, if you just happen to know anybody in that area, family, friends, always be reaching out and just seeing if you can save a little bit on housing somehow. But as far as the RV situation, I've been doing that for almost 4 years now. And for me, it's a matter of finding a campground somewhere. We find a campground, we park, and obviously a campground fee is going to be a lot cheaper than a monthly rental fee. So that's why we decided to go that route. And I can expand on that if we need to, but I don't want to take all the time with RV questions or RV stuff if we're not interested. So let me know if you guys want me to talk more on that or anything else on that topic.
Yeah. VRBO too, Adam, is another good one too.
Yeah.
And one thing, Riley, to think about when you do this, if you look at the Airbnb, sometimes you'll see that nightly rate. What you can do is always ask what that would be for monthly. And usually monthly is 25% off, if not more, what you're looking at, because they're having somebody there that whole time and you're a trusted commodity for them. So that sticker price may not look the same. So all you have to do is if there's something that looks good, even on Furnish Finders, anything like that, to say, hey, I'm going to reach out to the host. What does it look like for me to stay here for 13 weeks? And that number will be different than what number is on the website.
Just to piggyback on that a little bit, Riley, a good recruiter will also have some resources for you as well and will help you in your search. So you'll have help with finding housing and securing housing. It is one of the biggest concerns that a lot of travelers have, because you're looking for short-term housing time and time again. But having resources, and once you get into it, you'll understand the flow of it a little bit easier. And you start setting those things up well in advance of your assignments.
Anybody else have any other questions? Thank you for participating. We appreciate it.
I think I saw one more in there.
There we go. Hillary, thank you so much. Could you share more details about your new grad mentorship program, how it's structured, how long does the program last, and the ongoing support after it ends? So it's in perpetuity. We really designed this for you guys, even if you're just thinking about maybe traveling and it's not in the cards for you immediately after graduation, but you're thinking about it a year from now. Andrew and Adam have been absolutely wonderful and volunteered their time for you guys whenever you're in need of it. So even if you just need a sounding board for somebody who's been there, done that, the intent of this program was really to give you that one-on-one attention that you guys may be craving as you're thinking about going into this program. So ongoing is a good way to put it. Does that answer your question? And we're going to share their contact information with you guys. So please feel free to reach out to them, like in a no pressure environment, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, just so you can make an educated decision moving forward. But you don't need to be on a physical contract to have access to them. That's what we're super excited about. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was a good question.
Those are some great questions.
Yes.
Excited, Andrew and Adam. It sounds like you're going to get some folks reaching out to you for some one-on-one mentorship, which is fantastic. That's what this is all about. So I'm excited for each and every one of you as you move forward in your careers, whether it be travel or anything else. This is an exciting time for each and every one of you.
Yeah, so this is also a great question, Murta. Thank you.
Really
Florida is our base license, and are there travel opportunities in Florida since it's not part of Travel Compact? Yeah, absolutely. You can travel in Florida if you would like to. You don't ever have to leave Florida, and it could be considered a travel assignment for you. So maybe if you're a little concerned, you don't want to get homesick. Your family's in Florida. I know you guys are based out of Gainesville, but you can go anywhere from the Panhandle all the way down to the Keys. I mean, we have opportunities in the Keys. Might be a little hot in the summer, but I guess we're all used to it.
Housing's a little pricey out there.
It's a little pricey, but it's the experience. So yes, absolutely. This brings up something interesting in regards to local travel. Andrew and Adam, I think you guys both have experience kind of doing travel assignments closer to your home base, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So depends on where you want to be. We would term this, Meredith, as a local traveler. Basically, if there's something, or you say, okay, I want to stay here, and then you draw a circle around it, you draw a radius on how far you're willing to travel, that will limit you, but will also give you opportunity to be like, yeah, this is where I'd like to be. So the center of my radius when I traveled was St. Louis. So I was all around that. That's where my wife was going to her grad school. So I kind of drew a radius around that. We could be a couple hours away, which in the middle of the country, there's a lot more choices, right? So that was easier for me to figure out where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And that helps with your licensure as well. If you want to just have that Florida licensure, that could be solid gold for you as well. If having the compact, which wasn't a choice when I was traveling, and having it now is a great advantage for everybody on this call. It really is. That is a huge, easy, big deal for you guys, because once you're in a compact state and that's your base, you can go anywhere in that by just paying the fee and then taking the jurisprudence exam. And the jurisprudence exam, guys, is not going to be very hard at all. They're mostly anywhere from 20 to 40 questions about practice in that state. It's not going to be like your NPT exam.
Yeah, and we can expand on the compact if you guys need us to. I don't know how familiar you guys are with that. I've utilized it tons of times with my home state being Missouri. Obviously, I know Florida in particular is not, and that was kind of part of the question here. But yes, as far as going back to the local contracts, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, actually. I've been gone and away for 5 years traveling, and I was, missing being at home and being there for holidays like Easter, for example. And I'm 2 hours away from home, which is the closest I've been to home since high school, literally. So it's definitely, if you want to get away for a little while, but you still want to travel, but be close to home, then yeah, that's always an option for sure. It's a great option too.
Any other question? Well, we would like to know more about travel compact and how that works. If you guys want to give your 2 cents. Yep.
So I graduated from Missouri State University. And my home base is technically in Missouri. My home base is in my hometown. To participate in the compact, you have to have a license in your home state. And your home state has to be one of those dark blue states on that map that we showed earlier. Unfortunately, that map is ever growing. I think even since I started, there's probably 10 or 12 more than when I started. So it's grown pretty quick. There's a lot of states picking it up, but you have to obtain a license in your home state that is a participating state. So for me, I graduated from Missouri, but I wasn't allowed to get take my MPT early in Missouri. So what I did, I actually took my NPT exam in Maine, which was just an easy and cheap license to get in a place that I knew I was probably going to go eventually anyways. And then as soon as I got my Maine license, which, like I said, is processed very quickly in comparison to some of the other ones, as soon as I got my Maine license, I applied for my Missouri license, got that as quick as I could. And then after my Missouri license, at that point, any compact state is kind of up for grabs for very quick licensing. So I think, 30-something states now at this point that you can apply for the license. It's an online application. You fill out your little information. You say which state you're looking for a compact privilege. And it's just a matter of going through that. And like Andrew said, there might be a jurisprudence exam. There are some states where you have to go into a testing center to take that exam. That's a very select handful of states. But a lot of them are just a quick little online thing, open book It's a very easy process. Most of the time, my compact license, I have it in literally 10 minutes. So it's a super, super valuable resource for people who have a license in a state that is participating. It's wonderful for travelers.
Agreed. This has been probably one of the better things the APTA has put together over the last 10 to 15 years, in my opinion. This has been an excellent thing to use. And Adam's right. This is really quick. When I was traveling back in the day, this was a different process, but now it's so much easier. I think I'm licensed in 6 states now. And it's easy to do that because my taxable address is Colorado, and you can see on the graph here that Colorado is in it. And it's a good one to be in. I pay $52 every 2 years for my licensure, which is fantastic. And look how far west I am. So it's great. You know, it's a good thing for me, and it's what I really enjoyed. Did that answer your question, Riley?
Yes, she said yes. Thank you. Awesome. Great explanation. Couldn't have said it better myself. Let's see. I'm not sure how much time we have left, but we're happy to stick around as long as you guys need us if we have some more questions.
I did just put the ptcompact.org website in there in the chat so that you guys have some material. If there's any other questions, guys, you're more than welcome to reach out to Andrew or Adam or even myself. And we will get you the information that you need.
And while we've got one quick minute here, I think, before you guys have to jump to your next session, I just wanted to give you guys a really easy way to get in touch with us and a fun little contest if you guys want to enter. So if you scan the QR code that I'll put up on the next slide, it will have a bunch of ways for you guys to get in touch with us so we can keep continuing this awesome conversation. It'll allow you to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of the places where you can stay in touch with us. And then if you'll complete the feedback survey that will be sent to your email after this session, if you scan the QR code, then you'll be entered to win a $50 Amazon gift card. And we will select a winner for that next week. So if you guys are able to just scan this little code here in the corner, that way you can stay in touch with us, enter the contest, leave some feedback on how you thought today went, and of course, stay in touch with our incredible mentors and ask them any questions that you may still have.
Yep. And if you guys go to ardorhealth.com, our website, you'll see the drop down for the Ardor Aspire program. Andrew and Adam's information's all there, so you can reach out to them whenever you would like. And I'll be adding it to this code today. You guys will see that in there if you go back into it. We actually did recently launch our Ardor Aspire YouTube channel. So Adam and Andrew are going to be on that channel plenty. Our first episode with both of them is out, so you guys can go and watch that and subscribe. You just have to look up Ardor Health on YouTube and you'll find us there. But it'll also be on this QR code by this afternoon. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and collaborate with us. And congratulations on your upcoming graduation. It's very exciting.